So I literally moved to Arizona 3 weeks ago, y'all, and it still feel like I'm on vacation. I really want to find a routine for me and my son to have, especially since I work from home. Also just make content. Like, I don't have a social life. I don't know anybody in Arizona. Anywho, here's to another day in the life as a mom. For all the moms out there, did you second guess your move to a new state or just moving probably like an hour or two away from your child's father? At this point, I don't know, y'all. At the end of the day, I don't have nothing to return home to, but at the end of the day, like, I just know how important it is for my son to be around his dad. No, I did not make my decision off feelings. I honestly just wanted to move and just start a better life, and also just the opportunities a new state will bring to me. So I honestly don't know how long I will be living in Arizona, but I do not want to move back to Missouri. The only way I will move back to Missouri is for my son to be around his dad. But honestly, I don't freaking know. Like, I do not want to stop my life for my kid, okay? Perfect world, me and his dad will be in the same house, in the same state. And obviously, that's not the case at all, so I really don't know what to do at this point. I don't have a big support system at all, so it wasn't really hard for me to just decide to move to a whole new state. And even though my son is only 18 months old, no, oh my gosh, my son is 19 months old today, wow. Even though my son is only 19 months old, y'all, like, I still have to think about his education. And Arizona is not a good state with education, y'all, even if you homeschool. Like, I want my son to be able to go to school, and if he make that decision that he want to go homeschool, then we can do that, right? Also, I did want to buy a house in 2 years, but I know when you buy a house, it doesn't mean you have to stay there. Like, it's not permanent, but I don't want to just get a house and stay there for 4 to 5 years. Like, I at least want to stay in that house for at least 6 to 7 years, if that makes sense. So my mind is all over the place, and I'm only just 24 years old, but at the end of the day, I want to make sure me and my son have a good life. Honestly, I do love Arizona. I just feel like Arizona is a state for, like, you know, young people that don't have any kids. One thing about me, baby, I like to get out the house. I like to adventure. I like to try new foods out. I like to go to day parties. I like to make content. I like to go to the malls. I like to go to the pop-up shop. Also, too, I feel like Arizona is the state where you retire. The education here is, like, really bad. So I don't know. I just don't want my son to get used to this state, and then once he get into like elementary, middle school, we packing up to go to a different state. Definitely want my son to be able to grow up with some of his childhood friends, if that makes sense. So yes, I know my son is only 19 months old, but when you come up a parent, you have to really think of longevity. And no, I do not have to stay in one state my whole entire life. And if I do decide to move back to my home state, it does not have to be permanent. I just do not want to have to move back for 45 years until my son get a little bit older to make the decision on if he wants to stay with his mom or dad. So yes, your girl been stressed out just a little bit. I'm really trying to find myself in this new state. So I don't